you so much for tuning into Respectfully with Miss Pretty Young Thing. I'm your girl PYT, and let's get into it. So y'all, I'm just gonna do a quick beat while we talk about the last episode of Joseline's Cabaret. I want to say it was episode 5. I know I'm a little late. Like I said, I'm out of town. I'm in Jersey/NYC area, so life has been lifing. But I am going to do this quick beat before I head into the city. We're exploring Times Square today. So before I do that, please do me a favor. Like this video, leave me a comment. Let me know how you felt about the latest episode of Joseline's Cabaret. Let me know how you feel about all the Zeus shows. Big shout out to Joseline, by the way. The series is excellent so far for Texas. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn your post notifications on so you know when I am live. Y'all, I'm going to be speeding through my face. Nothing crazy, just a light beat with just some lashes and yeah, little Joseline's Cabaret. So that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right onto it. So the episode started from where it ended last time, which was them at the strip club in, I want to say, Houston. So the last episode, they ended up casting some votes to vote someone off the two people off the island. One of them was one of the new girls. I think her name was Rose, if I'm not mistaken. And another one of them was Jigsaw. They were voted off. Or was it Hennessy? One of them new girls and Jigsaw were voted off the island. And it was one of those things where they she got them to eliminate themselves in the circumstance. So that's how that went. And those are the people that they ended up getting chose, or whatever the case may be. And it was funny because Joseline kind of sort of did it in a way that I'm going to let y'all choose, but I'm not going to let y'all choose. I like the fact that Joseline still gives them some sort of control, but in the same token, she reminds them, look, I have the final say, so I am the one that's in charge. So it's going to go the way it's going to go, okay? So that being said, I feel like, you know, she definitely did a good job of making sure that the team learned their moves, got everything together as far as the Doon Cha-Cha goes, because if y'all know from the last episode, it was a little bit of a hot mess. So Joseline ended up helping them get in the right mindset, the Doon Cha-Cha mindset, because, child, it's still crazy to me that they literally went on this show acting as if they didn't realize that it is a show about dancing, about stripping, about being sexy, about Joseline and what she requires of you, which is basically getting a team of girls together to go on tour with her. So how are you here not know? Like, did you watch the last season? Like, it was kind of strange to me. Let me know in the comments how you felt about that, because I feel like anybody that watches Joseline's Cabaret should know that dance. So, and it's so easy. Like, I don't know how that happened, but let me know in the comments how you felt about it. So right after that, the girls ended up talking as far as the lack of sleep that they've been getting, being exhausted, asking each other how they felt about everything as far as the rehearsal. And I'm loving, you know, that we're getting dialogue behind everything when it comes to the show. And in their sit down, they ended up asking, I don't remember the light-skinned girl's name, but the one that ended up fighting Jigsaw because she allegedly said that she was prettier or whatever the case may be, how she felt as far as the eliminations go and things of that nature. So they were kind of sort of just talking through the night before, and not the night before, but the day before, and trying to get to the bottom as to why she ended up trying to fight Jigsaw in the first place. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I love the fact that, has a mind of her own. I think her name is Chinks. Has a mind of her own, because while the rest of them are kind of sort of trying to, you know, figure out ways to kind of sort of be up under Joseline or team up or whatever the case may be. She has a mind of her own. I know she has her little, drama in the house or whatever due to outside circumstances, but I love the fact that she's able to tell people when they're wrong. I don't understand what you did this for. And she kind of sort of stands up for the underdog. And I'm here for her when it comes to that. And I'm hoping that she gets over the whole pimp situation, because I feel like that's the only thing that had me turned off by her in the first place. So let me know in the comments how you felt about that situation. But then that ended up breaking up, and like I said before, let me know in the comments how you feel about, what was her name, the light-skinned one that ended up fighting her? Envy was the one that she was talking to. So they go ahead and zoom back into the girls practicing their Dune cha-cha, which, like I said before, they ain't got no excuse this time around as to not knowing Dune cha-cha, because when I tell you I could do cha-cha in my sleep, like Joseline, if you need somebody to back you up while you on tour, I could do the Dune cha-cha and jump off the stage, because Lord knows I'm not a stripper, nor do I desire to be one. But that being said, they end up sitting down to kind of sort of just talk and whatever the case may be. And what's her name? Ocean talks about how it was kind of embarrassing and she's happy to be there, whatever the case may be. Now, in sitting, I believe this is the same scene in which Jigsaw ends up coming back. So that being said, Jigsaw, no, I lied. This is the scene in which Joseline comes and she talks to one of the OG girls. What's her name? Joseline ends up having a conversation with, not Danny, but Voodoo. I know who I'm talking about, Voodoo. So basically, she asked her what's going on as far as some drama with people knowing information outside of Joseline's Cabaret. Now, if you watch Zeus, you know that Joseline's Cabaret runs a tight ship. And what I mean by that is, we are in the middle of filming for Baddies Midwest, and we know everything that's going on as far as the fights, as far as what to expect, as far as seeing them in clubs, as far as who has a black eye. We know who was fighting who from the reunion months before the reunion actually hit our screens. We know every little detail. When it comes to Joseline's Cabaret, we don't know ish until the preview comes out, and then from there we have to kind of sort of just watch episode by episode, which I honestly appreciate that. And it makes the stock value of Joseline's Cabaret higher than Baddies in that aspect, right? So that being said, Joseline was upset because how the hell do people know as far as the circumstance goes? There's a snake in the house, and she was trying to figure out who it was. And all fingers were pointing at Voodoo. Why? Because remember in the episode before, all of the girls were sharing, oh, I've danced at this club before, I've danced at this club before. Talk about the club that they were practicing at, and Voodoo was one of them, as well as the light-skinned girl in Hennessy, I think it was. So if I'm not mistaken, it was Hennessy, or is it Rose? One of them two, one of the new girls, as well as Lexi Gold. They had all previously worked at that club, so it could have been one of them. But they were basically saying, I don't associate with anybody. I don't even know what you're talking about. This sounds like a made-up story or whatever the case may be, as far as the information having to allegedly come from one of us. So basically, everything was pointing at Voodoo. Now, let me know in the comments whether or not you feel like Voodoo is lying, because it seemed like her story was kind of sort of flip-flopping, or trying to sort of move from where it was to them. She was kind of sort of gaslight her way out of telling the truth, because it was giving, you're telling people what's going on. Because apparently the situation was, the information that came out was that she was fighting in the house. Why is that the story with her getting fought in the house in particular the highlight of the circumstance? And to me, it's one of those things where if the story about you is what was leaked out, I can only jump to the conclusion that you are the one that leaked the information. Like, who else would care enough to tell somebody what's going on in Joseline's house in regards to Voodoo, except for Voodoo? Does that make sense, y'all? So let me know in the comments whether or not you feel like she is lying or telling the truth, because Joseline looked like she was ready to knock her out the cabaret. She looked like she was about to cry, but Joseline was not feeling those crocodile tears, and it was giving you lying. It was giving Pinocchio's nose. It was giving like you're making ish up, like pointing fingers, like that meme with Spider-Man pointing at all of the versions of him or whatever the case may be. But all of them were trying to get to the bottom of it, and every single finger was pointing towards Voodoo in that circumstance. So, child, because to me it's like, if this word on the street is you got your lip busted and you're fighting in the house, who else would care out of all of them people to tell anybody that your lip was busted and you was fighting in the house? Like, it only makes sense for it to be the person whose lip busted and was fighting in the house. Like, I don't know. But common sense don't be common sensing sometimes, so it is what it is. Like I said before, let me know in the comments whether or not you feel like it was or was not her, or whatever the case may be. Now, that being said, Joseline is kind of sort of hyping the ladies up, especially Oceans, letting her know that she's beautiful and she can't wait to see, her, correcting her dances and making sure that she is perfect for the cabaret and things of that nature. And respectfully, Oceans is a beautiful girl. I just hope that she put her money where her mouth is when it comes to trying to fight girls for her spot in the house, and she ain't got her dances together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't sit here trying to fight all of these new girls acting as if, your spot in the house is, new and true and unshakable, and that they're coming for something that God owes you type of ish, when that's not the case. So then from there, the new house mom Raven helps them get their things together, and Joseline goes outside. Who's outside? Jigsaw. So Jigsaw is outside and she's in a car. Apparently she was, set to go home, but Joseline called her back to the house. Joseline basically says, I am the Don Dada. I give the final say so. And respectfully, I feel like the girls did not give you a fair shot. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that, because I agree with Joseline. I feel like we hadn't barely got to see her dance. She actually was dancing better than some of the girls that were there from the Damelo dance that they had just learned, that night or whatever the case may be. And the reasons why they were eliminating her had nothing to do with the cabaret and everything to do with personal. So was it fair for them to do so? Not at all. Not at all. They literally were just bullying her into getting out of the house. So I love that aspect of Joseline kind of sort of showing the girls that I make these rules, 1, 2, I can bring back, you can die and be born again, be born again if I want you to. And in this case, Jigsaw died and was born again. And it was Joseline. We were trying to figure out who gave the idea for the Jigsaw bicycle, since that is her new nickname, okay? And it was Joseline. I don't know where production discovered this bicycle app, but listen, she did that. She did that. All of them were literally gagged by her coming into the house on the tricycle, and I was 100% here for it. I love the fact that Joseline, we know Joseline for Love and Hip Hop has every petty bone in her body and has the ability to be able to kind of sort of, run her ship the way that she wants it to run. And Joseline actually is a good person and knows when, a circumstance is happening in which somebody is being treated unfairly. And I love the fact that she is giving all of these girls a fair shot at the $10,000 and a fair shot to be able to, dance for her at the cabaret. So big shout out to Jigsaw for not leaving and still, staying true to the circumstance, not succumbing to the bullying, You know, big shout out to Joseline for taking her by the hand and being the queen, the Don Dada that she is in this circumstance. Honestly, I love it. And everything about her coming in on the bicycle was everything. Like, when I tell you they were gagged, like, they were just like, you can't give me the satisfaction of blah, 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 blah. And it was just crazy. So then, oh, before that, I forgot. Joseline chose girls to go with her to the studio to kind of sort of watch her in her element, getting stuff done and things of that nature. So not my eyebrow way over there. So Ballistic is there and everything like that. And the girls that she ended up choosing was Oceans, Jigsaw, and one of the new girls. I want to say Hennessy. Basically, all of the girls that weren't liked in the house are the ones that got chosen. The two girls that were set for elimination, as well as Ocean, the girl that was fighting everybody and did the worst at the dancing. So one thing about Joseline, she gonna keep y'all on y'all toes. Just because you're the best dancer don't mean that you're gonna get every opportunity. You have to have a good attitude too. You gotta love the queen, the Don Dada. So I feel like I am loving the direction that she is going on when it comes to the series, when it comes to how she is kind of sort of letting the girls know, like, just because you save don't mean you save, and not everybody is going to be able to rock and roll with me the way that I rock and roll, because she doesn't condone bullying. And that's one thing that I love about Joseline. You can, like, love her, you can hate her, but she's gonna do her best to treat everybody with the respect that she feels like she is owed. And in that circumstance, she did that. She did that, especially with Jigsaw and, you know, her circumstance with the goddamn, the bicycle. I thought that was dope. So, Ricardo, I think his name is, the choreographer, he ends up coming to the house to teach the girls doing cha-cha. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought the girls were gonna get cussed out because, you know, they're not supposed to have shoes in the house. Joseline got at them on the first day about having shoes in the house, and he ended up telling them to put on shoes to practice and learn the new routines, make sure doing cha-cha's on point and things of that nature. I thought Joseline was going to get at their neck, but I guess they ended up cleaning and mopping it and everything before the other ladies ended up getting there. And basically, he was teaching the formations for Damelo for the music video, which, let me know in the comments if you actually watched the music video in slow motion to see who all is in it, because I would love to know who all is participating in Damelo. Okay, so the girls were definitely shaking their buns. Their honey buns were moving, they were grooving, they were doing the dang thing. And let me know in the comments who your favorite dancers are currently when it comes to the Cabaret. Okay, me personally, the thick one, I'm loving the one that was fighting. What was her name? So Sexy Moni is gone. Fetish is gone, which I'm sad Fetish is gone because she was super dope to me. Somebody remind me what her name is. She was thick. K is Jigsaw. Oh, Queen Envy. So I believe, are there two Envies in the house? Envy, Erica. So Erica and Envy. That's how we gonna call them. Light skin is Erica. Envy is Thickums. Okay. So they end up going, Joseline and the other girls that she chose end up going to the studio to do their thing or whatever the case may be. And Ballistic is already there. He's working on some beats. They're getting, you know, kind of sort of just seeing her in her element. She ends up asking Jigsaw why they're calling her Jigsaw, what's going on with that, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, that's just what it was. So the girls end up getting ready because they are heading to, I guess, to the place that Joseline wanted them to do, like a team activity or whatever the case may be. And they didn't know what kind of team activity. They didn't know what to expect. They didn't know what the hell was going on. And us as audience, we didn't really know either. On the commercials, it just looked like they finna go running and falling and whatever the heck is going on, or whatever the case may be. But does eliminations have to do with it? Like, they were kind of sort of skeptical about where they were going and what it was gonna all be about. And then this was one of the only bus rides that they had where nobody really got into any fights, but they ended up getting there, and it was like one of those obstacle course ninja places. When I tell you, Danny was in her zone and she was ready, and she was, listen, she was just like, listen, I was a ninja in my past life. I'm ready. I'm going. And it was one of those things that needed, what's the word? Cardio, upper body strength. Which is crazy that they kind of sort of weren't ready for that, because aren't y'all strippers and dancers and everything of that nature? So it's like, to me, you have the background that can be able to operate in these circumstances. Like, I didn't understand it, I didn't get it, but it's one of those things where it is what it is. So Joseline basically told them that you are going to split up into teams, and y'all are going to go into the following team. I believe she ended up choosing the teams, and it's crazy because she ended up choosing teams of people that kind of sort of were beefing together, if that makes sense. So, child, they end up going to their respective areas and splitting up, and it was time to kind of sort of just go. So you see, I want to see it was Danny that ended up going first against the girl that she didn't like, which was the one with the dreads, the locked hair. Oh no, maybe that was Voodoo. Either or, it was Voodoo or Danny, which I think it was Voodoo, that ended up going with the one with the hair. Hold on, let me get the list, y'all. Isis. So they ended up going together. It was the two thick girls that don't like each other that were going together, which was Chinks and Lexi Gold. When I tell you the fumbling was fumbling, and Lexi, child. Chinks is my favorite right now, y'all. Maybe the bias is showing a little bit, but she did the damn thing. I love the fact that she's so unbiased and she's so amazingly, like, truthful and doesn't kind of sort of succumb to the peer pressure of like some of the other, like, blind positions that some of these other girls are getting into, as far as like the fighting Jigsaw, aka Kay, calling her Jigsaw in the first place. Like, it's so much happening when it comes to the girls, like, not being, I don't know, what's the best way that I can say it? Not, like, succumbing to their own opinions, if that makes sense. Like, the peer pressure is peer pressuring, and it's like, for what? Y'all don't know each other like that. Like, why are y'all choosing teams and picking sides and doing all this fake, phony, weird-ish when it comes to the circumstance? But let me know in the comments how you felt about it. As a whole, I think it was definitely a dope team building exercise. Lexi Gold basically had her team just flopping and flip-flopping and looking crazy, because I think it took her 3 people from the other side. Like, Jigsaw passed her, so many people passed her. Who did good? Voodoo ended up doing amazing. Okay. And basically all of the skinny girls was just child. It was crazy. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Oceans did pretty okay. It was the last 2 that were looking crazy. I want to say it was Raven and the light-skinned girl that popped Voodoo for no reason, Erica. I want to say it was Raven and Erica that was sat looking crazy over and over and over and over, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comments if you feel like they did pretty decent for girls. Because in my head, like I said before, if you're stripper, dancer, or anything of that nature, I would think that your core is impeccable. I would think that your your ability to be able to get balance, upper body strength, and all of that is where it needs to be. Maybe I was wrong, because when I tell you, it was just like ghetto. It was ghetto. So the thicker girl, I keep forgetting her name, Queen Envy. But that's who it was. It was Queen Envy and Raven that were just fumbling and fumbling and fumbling and fumbling. It was like flipping a pancake over and over and over again. They were just looking like two flopping fish. It was just not happening. Like, they could not make it. I don't even know if they made it over before the end of the episode, or if Joseline just left that where it was. But either or, that's kind of embarrassing to be a dancer and just, damn. And we on TV too. This ain't just a regular Ninja Warrior activity, okay? So basically after that, it goes into what's going to happen next episode. And it looks like Erica and Jigsaw are going to have a round 2. And it looks like Erica is going to F Jigsaw up. I can't wait. I can't wait. So we're going to see how it goes. We're going to see how it goes. And it looks like they're going to be more fighting as well between Hennessy and some other people, but we're going to see how it goes. It looks like the new girls are going to have to stick together in the circumstance. It's just going to be a lot of hoopla. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. Like I said before, the highlight of this episode was Danny lying. Well, I'm going to assume she was lying, allegedly. Let me know in the comments if you feel like you were lying. A highlight was Jigsaw coming out on the bicycle. Let me know in the comments how you feel about her coming back. Another highlight... yeah, that's all of the highlights. I feel like this was a nice filler episode. It had all of the right parts. Joseline showed her sweet side as far as letting Jigsaw back, and showed that she wants the girls to be able to think outside the box as far as the pettiness of bringing Jigsaw back. I thought that that was a nice touch. I would have preferred for Jigsaw to suggest, like, Joseline, I don't want to leave, and I don't know how you... like, she did not say it. But I love the fact that Joseline gave her that anyway. So let me know in the comments how you feel about that. The episode as a whole, I want to give it a 8 out of 10. Definitely an 8 out of 10. It had a lot of dialogue. It had its fair share of, you know, conversation. It had its fair share of funny moments. It definitely was super dope. I'm still looking at Danny sideways because I refuse to believe that you really, like, didn't lie in that circumstance. Like, let me know in the comments how you felt about that. But all in all, it definitely was a dope episode. Yeah, so let me know in the comments, like I said before, how you felt about it as a whole. And honestly, Joseline's Cabaret is going extremely well, and I am super here for it. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in and catching this summary version. Y'all, I'm done with my face. I'm done with my outfit. I'm taking out my hair, so I'm not going to set my edges because these braids about to come the hell out, baby. It's time for my birthday wig. So that being said, let me know in the comments whether or not you like this video. Let me know how you felt about Joseline's Cabaret as a whole, and let me know what you thought about this video. Hit me with the like, hit me with the subscribe, and thank you so much for watching PYT TV. I'm on the way to Times Square, y'all. Respectfully.